Hi everybody, I am Nitish and this is my co-founder Pankaj. We are the founders of Upskill Digital Academy. We thought to give you some insights on the future of data analytics with AI. First, let us think that what does a data analyst do? He takes raw data and he converts it into some kind of meaning. Okay, and for this he uses Excel, Tableau, Power BI because this raw data is coming from a lot of sources: business, finance, HR. So it needs to be cleaned, it needs to be understood, it needs to be structured, and then some meaning can be made out of it. So for this, we basically use the tools that I mentioned like Power BI, Tableau, Excel, all these things. So what is happening here is that most of the time of a data analyst is getting wasted in understanding the data, is getting wasted in cleaning this data, structuring this data. So now what is happening in 2025 is that AI is come and AI is not taking away the job. This AI is upgrading the data analysts. This tedious task of cleaning, structuring, and all, it takes hours, it takes trial and errors, right? Now that is being handled by AI. And the direction, the innovation, the design thinking is all in the data analyst, right? So now the decision of for the company can come on how well the interpretation is done, and I think that is the most important part of the data analyst job, because no matter you clean, you structure, but at the end if your interpretation is wrong, everything is wrong. So now the data analyst can focus only on that, and I think that increases the efficiency of a data analyst. But it makes me think, if data analytics is doing the hard stuff, much of the stuff, should students still learn data analytics?
Yeah, so see, I am from a non-tech background.
Yeah.
So me talking about data analytics, in terms of coding will not be right. So I will talk in terms of a non-tech person who is looking at AI and the data analytics career. And in this context, I'm very very excited. Yeah, because see, in the last 10 years, I have started and even tried learning coding on 4 different occasions, but it has never gone through. I have failed miserably every time. I have tried different languages, different coding platforms. Nothing has worked out. Maybe it is just not for me. Okay, but what I'm seeing with AI is that it is making my job very very easier, even without coding, or with, let's say, minimal coding. Okay, earlier I used to use tools like Excel, Power BI, Tableau. I have learned these tools at the basic level. Okay, but now with the addition of AI, it has made it easier to use these tools. So it's not that AI is going to replace Excel or Tableau or all these tools. It is just that it is going to make it easier to use these tools itself. Okay, so as a student now, if you're on the verge of whether I should learn all these tools, whether I should get into the data analytics career, I think it is a very very right time to get into this career. Because of AI, even a non-tech person like me could get into this field. So if you are someone who already knows a little bit about tech, or if even if you are not from the tech background, if you are from BCom, BBA, MBA, all such backgrounds, even you can play with AI tools and get some experience into the tech field. I have always seen my technological people, my friends, talking about the technical terms which I had no idea about it. I could understand the business aspect of it, but never the technical aspect of it. But now with AI, the gap is closing. So even you, if you are a student from a non-tech background, I think you should start playing with all the tools that Nitish mentioned, and even with AI, and that could turn into something, a bright career.
Exactly, that's how it is. And now the data analyst should think like an architect.
Yeah.
An architect basically
Yeah.
sets up things and brings them together. So
Yes.
a data analyst should
Yeah.
think that how can a human and an AI work the best.
Yes. They have
How can they,
collaborate.
yeah, how can they collaborate, basically, that's how it is,
Together.
right? Now for example, now a data analyst has to think about systems wherein he can just give the data to the tool and he can think about the direction. Like he can think about, he can tell the tool that okay, if you're visualizing the dashboard on your own, this is whom you should visualize for, which stakeholder is the dashboard for, what to do with the data, from what are the pipelines that you need to create, right? It's like if you're going to think that okay, AI is going to take over everything. It's like, and if you're just going to learn that, and you think now you don't need to learn data analytics, it's just going to be like you're going to learn about the steering wheel without knowing how to drive,
Yeah.
right? So you need to
Yeah.
know all these things, and I think companies are also searching for candidates of this, intellect, where they can bridge the gaps. They can bridge the gaps between logic, design, and direction, because now they know most of the tasks are being handled by AI. So now they want the brains, and that
Yeah.
is what I think so. And now, for example, students who are thinking to learn Power BI or SQL, they usually ask me, sir, SQL is something like it handles data, it stores data. How can AI come there? So Power BI is such a huge tool. It handles the cleaning, it handles visualization, everything. So how can you learn Power BI and AI? Now, if you see the tool in Power BI, it has already come with its own AI visuals. You just type that give me the average profit by category, and it gives you that. It can even give you the KPIs for your dashboards. And now recently it has got Copilot with it. So now the task has become much more easier, and that is a sign for all of us that now that we have to focus on the thinking and the innovation and the direction. Even SQL, being such a manual tool, now a non-technical background guy like you also can directly ask SQL that, okay, tell me the top 10 students according to data analytics for my academy, and it will give you the query. So now you don't have to take the burden of knowing SQL queries,
Okay.
understanding, right? So I think now students have to adapt themselves and try to work with AI more oftenly. Like if they are learning Excel, learn Excel first manually, then think how can I amalgamate AI with this. Okay, if I'm learning Power BI, where is the AI part that can come here? Where can I use AI here? Okay, there might be no courses, there might be many courses, but it's at the end it's you who's going to think that how can I make the best use of AI. I can tell you a thousand things, but your thinking will make it different for me, right? And but what do you think? What actually students should do as a practical roadmap?
See, earlier, I will tell you, before the age of AI, there used to be different teams. Like I said, I am coming from a non-tech background, so there used to be non-tech teams, then there used to be coding teams, and then there used to be the data interpretation teams. Okay, there used to be business people who used to take business decisions. So how the flow used to go is that coding people used to code the systems which were used for the analysis of data. Data analysts used to use the systems like SQL, Python, Power BI, Tableau, Excel to analyze the data. Okay, then the business professionals used to look at that data and take the decision based on that. And I used to work in marketing, so I used to take that decisions and then turn into actionable
Yeah.
insights.
So you
The
have to wait for the
execution
entire process.
part, right? With AI, all of this can be done by one person, or let's say one single team. Okay, earlier you had the excuse of saying ki I am not good with technical part, I will go at the business end, or I'm good at with the business end and I will not look at the technical part. Okay, but today it has come to a point where it is just one and the same. One person can handle both the things. So if you are a student who is thinking that I will either not go on technical side or I will not go on the business side, just don't think in those terms. Think ki how can I bridge the gap that I currently have, the skill gap that I have, whether it's a business side of things or the technical side of things, with AI. Okay, so when you go and start working somewhere or you start something of your own, you will have a well-rounded knowledge of all the things that are happening. You may not end up working as a business decision maker, or you may not end up becoming a data analyst person, but having that knowledge will simplify a lot of things for you, and AI is making that easier. So if you are a student, okay, learn data analytics, learn all this Power BI, Tableau, Excel, SQL, Python, add a layer of AI onto it, and then also see how all this results into actionable business insights, how it is actually applied to a business. Having this well-rounded knowledge of everything will surely make your career bright. Plus, some students that talk to me, they are afraid that AI will take up their job. Why should I learn this tool when AI is already doing the job for them? Okay, I am saying that Excel is not going to go away, or Power BI, or Tableau, or SQL, or Python. See, these languages existed for decades. All these tools are existing from decades. It is not going to vanish suddenly. Okay, people depend on a lot on these tools. Okay, but what is going to happen is AI is going to come into the picture. Okay, see, AI is like electricity. It is going to power a lot of things. New tools are going to also be invented because the AI exists, right? So you have to think in those terms. Okay, that okay, I know Excel. How can I add AI into this? I know Power BI. How can I add AI into this? I am a good business decision maker. How can I add data analytics into it? Okay, how can I make this work for me? And so as a student you can start with just playing with AI. Okay, don't think too much, just start playing with the AI. Something or the other thing will pan out.
Yeah, and something that I got insight from what you explained right now is before there were lines between what can a BA person do, what a BBA person can do, what an engineering person do. I think those lines are getting blurred right now.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
with the insight that you gave me, right now I don't think it is about being this, being that. I think it's about being an AI powered individual, right? Correct?
Exactly.
And I think that's the aim of our podcast.
Yeah, about yeah, that's the aim, that be aware of what is happening around you. AI is going to be there. It is not a fad that is going to go away. Okay, AI is here to stay. Already the biggest companies are thinking in terms of AI, so you as an individual also have to think in terms of AI. Don't be so don't go to the extremities. Don't go to a point where you think that AI is going to do everything. Also don't come to a point where you think that AI is just a fad.
Yeah.
It is somewhere in the middle, where it's a collaboration of AI plus humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it from my guys. Just be an AI powered individual, whether you're a marketer, whether you're a data analyst. Okay, we're going to come with a lot of podcasts this way. So
Stay
be an AI powered individual and stay tuned.